My name's Ryan and I work for Highlander. Join me as I get out there to meet the people who love the outdoors as much as we do. In this episode of Out There, I chat to photographer Dave Coia about his passion for landscape photography and join him on a hike to catch the sunset from the top of Ben Arthur, the Cobbler. So how long is it you've been doing landscape photography?
So I've been doing it about 5 years in total, pretty much since I got my first camera. Whenever I'd got my first camera, the first thing I'd done was take it out on outdoor walks with me. But I guess probably just as my sort of hiking and outdoor walks progressed. When I was younger, I was always into forest trails and camping and things like that, but never really took hill walking seriously. So once I started to build a bit of confidence on the hills, then I would then start going looking for certain weather conditions on the hills with my camera.
Do you have a vision in mind when you're going out?
Sometimes, yeah. So like if I'm going to a very specific location, maybe like a castle or something in the landscape, then yeah, sometimes I'm looking for whether it's a certain composition or a certain weather condition. But if I'm just out on a sort of general hike or a hill walk, then I'm not always looking for a specific shot. I'll shoot as the weather sort of deems and see what I get on the day, essentially.
How does the Scottish landscape and the weather conditions reflect your style of photography?
So the Scottish landscape itself is really, really rugged, which I love. I love the sort of dramatics of how sharp some of the rocks are. I love the dark colours of the rocks. I really love when the weather's overcast and moody. It really brings out the best of Scotland's feelings, I think.
So what about all the different weather conditions that you put yourself out then? What's some of the challenges that comes with?
So, obviously being in any sort of difficult weather conditions, photography-wise can be hard, trying to keep camera dry, trying to keep lens dry, but sometimes often the worst weather brings the best shots, I think, personally anyway. Also gives you some of the locations to yourself, because not many folk want to go walking in the rain, but if you persevere and you go through some of the tough weather, then you might just get that shot that you've been chasing, or a shot that no one else has got of that location.
What's one of the most memorable shots that you've got, or what's a significant trip that has been a favourite of yours?
Probably the Isle of Skye for my 30th. I went with my brother, we had a short weekend and we were heading for Skirnastree. It's a long walk, so we had one day to get it and back down to Glasgow. We seen the forecast in the morning and the forecast was horrendous. It was torrential rain all day, so we thought, well here, you get wet once, Let's just go for it and see what happens. So we did, we persevered, got through the rain, got absolutely soaked to the bone, but got a half-hour window at the summit with amazing dry conditions. It was super moody, but we had rainbows, we had rain coming out the rainbows, and had a lovely lunch and then got soaked all the way back to the car.
Apart from Skye, what's another favourite location of yours?
So this area that we're in, Arica itself is amazing. It's an hour from Glasgow. It's got some amazing walks that are really accessible. Some of them are sort of 3-4 hours, so you can catch them midweek after work, especially in the lighter nights through the summer. But having this area on your doorstep with amazing views out over Ben Lomond is just hard to beat as well.
So here we are at the summit of the Cobbler, and the clouds came in and there's not a lot to see.
It happens from time to time. Scotland after all, so.
It does, yeah. What kind of advice would you give to someone looking to improve their own landscape photography?
So when conditions are like this, obviously it is disappointing when you get to the summit and you maybe don't get the views you're looking for, but try not fixate too much on the conditions. You can wait 15-20 minutes and they might just clear enough to get the shot that you were looking for, or maybe not even the shot you came for, and just something totally different where the light hits a spot and looks great. So I think tip one is don't get fixated on the conditions too much. Tip two would be if it is quite flat and maybe the light isn't great and you can't get the shot you initially came from, maybe look to add a subject into the image to make it more interesting. If you're hiking with a friend, try and get them involved. Maybe if they're brave enough to thread the needle and get up on top, you can get some really nice moody blue hour shots here as well as the mist rolling in. get a head torch on them and create some nice effects with that in the mist.
Just being in the location as well, even though the light's not perfect, it's still an incredible place to be.
Absolutely. You just, with the mist rolling over, you get the occasional wee glimpse of the loch down below or some of the other hills round about, so it's definitely worth, if you can brave the cold and the mist, stick an extra layer on and hang about for a wee bit.